So guys, let me know in the comments if you really think this Ustream, because I'm using the program that I downloaded from Ustream. It's called the Ustream Producer, and it shoots 480p, because if you do the high quality, like the HD, you have to pay for it, and I'm not paying for it. But let me know if the quality is a lot better than what Google Plus offers, because like I said, Google Plus is a hit or miss. Sometimes you have really great quality, sometimes it doesn't. A lot of times when you're doing Ustream, it just like glitches up. Seriously, like the program itself glitches up, and it just doesn't work that great. And the audio, I think, on Google Plus isn't all that great either. But I'm just trying this. I wish I could have more than one person on the podcast doing it through Ustream, but I just don't know if Ustream allows another camera, like you can do like a podcast with me and Nick or whatnot. But I was just trying this out and letting you guys hear some stories why I figure out this program, because I've never really been a big Ustream user. I just use it to watch like Joe Rogan's podcast, but I thought you guys might want to hear a couple stories of me falling on my ass and some other things like that. But let me know if the quality's popping. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here to talk to you guys about a story that happened to me when I went to Chicago, Illinois. A friend of mine invited me back in 2008 to go hang out with her and go chill, and I thought I'd bring the story up. So if anything has ever happened to you like this, let me know in the comment section below. And I'll say this for a fact. I always thought California, growing up in the state of California, it's being cold, because it's like 30 degrees, 20 degrees in the wintertime. And to me, I thought that was cold. So if you're ever from like Washington or Oregon, you probably understand how cold it gets in the wintertime, and you're probably like, damn, it does get cold. But I was not expecting how cold it got. I guess I really should say I wasn't prepared how cold it gets in the Midwest. And this is my first trip to the Midwest. It was like minus 25 degrees. That is so cold. But I just thought I would tell you a story of what happened when I went to Chicago. Welcome to the podcast. Chicago, how you pronounce it. And I had a great time out there, but she never once told me that it's going to be balls cold. So she basically said, hey, come out here, and all you're going to need is a hoodie and maybe a beanie. And that was it. So I was like, hey, okay, I'm going to come out here with the beanie and just relax. I had a beanie on, and I had a hoodie on. And so basically what happens is it comes down to, I walk out of the airport, I grab my phone because she wasn't at the airport yet, and I was like, okay, I'm going to text her up, and I was like, boop, 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 and my hands were so damn cold because it was like 25 below zero, and coming from California where it's like always in the 30s in the winter and always in the 20s in the winter, and you do get cold winters in California, I was like, holy shit, I'm not expecting this cold. And she was like, what? To her, she was saying it's not that bad. But if you're used to that environment, that's crazy. Because I remember walking around with one hoodie on and a beanie on, and I had on my Vans, and I remember walking down the sidewalk just chilling, and I fell on my ass on the ice, and everybody walking down the road looked at me. They're like, you know this fool ain't from around here, because everybody else had like snow boots on, big coats, and I'm this dude coming from California who isn't used to this environment. I'm used to, let's say, okay, it's going to be 30 degrees, maybe 15 degrees, because I'm from Northern California, and Northern California does get cold. And if you're probably from Washington, D.C., it probably gets, from Washington State or Oregon, you probably know it gets cold up there as well. Nick, you probably know as well from coming from the West Coast, it gets cold. But I never experienced something this cold in my life. And she was like, when I came out of the airport, she was like, when she picked me up, she was like, where's your coat, dog? Where's your coat? I was like, you didn't tell me that. You said a hoodie would be fine. And what she told me was, nah, it ain't fine. You need to get a real jacket. So I was like, okay, I have two hoodies. I remember walking around the streets of Chicago wearing two hoodies, a beanie, and gloves, and I was freezing my ass off. So remember this, guys. If you ever go to a cold environment during the wintertime, like Chicago, anything up north, go out and buy yourself the biggest snow coat you can. Coming from California, you don't really use snow coats unless you're up in the mountains, and I really wasn't prepared for that. But I just remember that one incident walking through the downtown area. I think it was downtown, and I fell on my ass, and I fell on my ass hard. Was I embarrassed? Not really. I got up and I was like, dusted myself off, and I kept walking like a trooper because I wasn't going to let someone falling on my ass worry about it. But to me, I'll say this. Would I rather have cold weather over the heat? Hell yeah, I would. I would rather take that cold weather any day over the Florida heat. Florida heat sucks. Like, some nights here in Florida, it's like 95 degrees, or for your Europeans, it's 38 degrees at like 3 in the morning. That's ridiculous, but that's one of the stories I wanted to talk to you guys about is me falling on my ass in Chicago. I've seen a lot of good cities in my life. I've seen Chicago, I've seen San Francisco, I've seen Las Vegas, but my ultimate goal is to see London. That's a one of a lifetime trip I want to do right there. Before friends, but friends are a big part of life. I don't care if you met somebody like me and Nick. If you guys don't recognize who he is here on Ustream, it's the NDFX on YouTube. He's a very, very cool fucking dude. We never technically met in real life. We've only met virtually over like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. www.twitter.com/the-NDFX. Yeah, and he has his own podcast on Spreaker.com called The NDFX Show. You guys should check it out. I might put a link in the description box. Like I said, this is going on YouTube. But in the end, does it really matter how you meet somebody if it's over Google Plus, YouTube, your friends online? I think some of the people I've met online are closer friends than they are that I have in real life. That's the honest truth. But like I said, have you ever had an opportunity, or have you ever had that happen to you where you went to like a cold environment or a place that was extremely hot that you weren't expecting it to be that hot or that cold? Because I wasn't expecting it to be that cold when I went to Chicago and hung out with a friend for a couple of days. I went there, we were chilling, but yes, it was minus 25 degrees, and after -0, you don't really tell the difference. All I knew is, okay, it's snowing outside, it's cold, and I wanted to see the city, and that was it. And I went for a walk, and I busted my ass. That's what happened. So, do you guys love these little stories where I'm talking to you guys about some of the stories that happened in my life of me going to the Midwest and busting my ass? Because I got a lot of stories that I can tell you guys. So, like I said, I'm using the Ustream Producer, Ustream Producer application you can download for free that you guys can just talk and stream yourself live. And I think it's a cool way to do it. It's way better than Google Plus. I love the way Google Plus just integrates it, where it just uploads it from Google Plus right up to YouTube. That's a cool thing, and it uploads it in 720p, supposedly 720p. But with the Ustream Producer, I haven't had any lag, any stuttering, anything wrong with it. It works, and it works well, because they're one of the online masters when it comes to streaming stuff. But I want to talk to you guys about one thing before I end this podcast, that some dude spent $7,000 to get food imported from Brazil. He imported it from England to Brazil just because he wanted to enjoy this Indian restaurant's food while he's watching the World Cup soccer. To me, I ain't paying $7,000 to import like some Indian food or some Pakistani food or some Mexican food over to Brazil when I'm watching a soccer game or a football game, whatever you guys want to call it, because that's a stupid thing. To be honest, if I had $7,000, that's traveling money, man. I could travel all over the world with $7,000, or travel to at least a couple countries and have a nice time. I ain't paying $7,000 to get some burrito imported from Mexico. Really? That's dumb. But I was reading the article, and it said, dude imported his favorite restaurant's food from England to Brazil so he could be sitting at the World Cup eating his Indian food. But $7,000, $7,000, that's a lot of money. But with that being said, guys, remember to hit the like button, subscribe button, and that has been another podcast. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching and enjoying, and there will be some more vlogs coming. And if you guys haven't seen it, there's a car vlog. Yeah, I'm calling it like a car vlog. You guys should check it out. It's just, I put up a dash camera in the car, a $25 dash camera, and the quality isn't that bad. And I just thought I would do some voiceovers, and I might do this more often where I do just like go cruising around town, and if there's something interesting that happens on the road, like a car crash or somebody cuts us off, and we record it, you guys can see it, and it will might make the vlog, because it's better than just me holding the camera up to the window and trying to get some cool footage. But with that being said, I will see you cats next time.